Today on America's Court with Judge Ross.
As he ventures back to the dugout, my son steps on the plate, and immediately a ball about 55 to 60 miles an hour is thrown and hits my son in the chest.
In my courtroom, it's about equity and fairness. Stop. Is that true? I don't want you to understand. I want you to overstand.
Yes, sir.
That's why they pay me the big bucks. Justice should be more than just some foreign concept. I actually want you to learn something. That's not gonna happen. Not up in here, not today. And boom goes the dynamite.
Fair, firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Angelina Oscar claims a malicious baseball coach told the pitcher to hurl the ball at her son's chest and says he was critically injured.
All rise. Remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
Ms. Oscar is suing Burton Harper in the amount of $25,000.
All parties been sworn, Your Honor.
Clerk, get up at his office.
Miss Oscar, I understand that there was a situation with your son, and your son's not with you though today.
No, he is still recovering.
Okay. Your son was injured by Mr. Harper's son, and you are Logan, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And Logan was a pitcher, and your son was at bat and got hit by a ball.
That is correct.
What do you remember happening on that particular day?
I remember my son, who was critically injured, walking up to the mound. Before he got there, Mr. Harper went to the pitcher, Logan.
His son.
Mm-hmm. And had a one-on-one conversation with him. Mm-hmm. As he ventures back to the dugout, my son steps on the plate, and immediately a ball about 55 to 60 miles an hour is thrown and hits my son in the chest. Immediately, the umpire, Walker, threw them both out of the game because it did not scream accident.
Your Honor,
Well, hold on a moment. Now, Mr. Harper, you are involved with your son's athletic career as a coach.
That's correct.
Some people find it challenging to be a parent and a coach, especially as it relates to their own kids when that son or daughter is on the team. How long had you been coaching Logan?
5 years now.
Okay. Logan, what made you decide you wanted to play baseball?
Well, when I was younger, I always used to see my dad train big kids, and they just really looked cool, so I wanted to give it a try.
You were coaching even before he showed an interest in also wanting to play baseball.
Yes.
Do you have some sort of background in baseball yourself?
Yes, I do.
Talk to me about that.
Played growing up, and also played high school for Poly, and also went to college and played some junior college baseball as well.
Okay. And what had been your relationship with Miss Oscar prior to this incident? Because you all were on opposing teams.
Right. Never liked me.
I didn't know you.
Well, that's what I was thinking. How did you know whether or not she liked you or not?
Well, every time that, we played ball, so her kids would intervene with our kids when they play games. I could just always see in her face.
You picked up an energy.
Yeah, that negative energy, that negative vibe was like.
Okay. And what was your impression of Mr. Harper?
He's a dirty coach.
And when you say he's a dirty coach, give me an example of why you would say that.
He's had other interactions with the umpire, Walker, who has thrown him out before.
You're saying that the umpire that threw him out in this particular situation had thrown him out before?
Correct. Umpire Bond did give me an affidavit because he couldn't be here, but he does have plenty of things to say about Mr. Harper.
Well, then he gave you an affidavit, and we'll take a look at that. It appears to be notarized and signed. He says he's umpired several games where Mr. Harper coached. He has an attitude. I've ejected him in the past for arguing with me, my crew, and other coaches, as well as yelling at kids and parents of other teams. He has a bad attitude. Based on what he observed, there was a conversation between you and Logan, and that he believes you instructed Logan to throw the pitch at Miss Oscar's son.
Coming up on America's Court.
A tube was put in his throat to help, because he couldn't breathe. It took 2 days for him to be able to breathe on his own, and he was in the hospital for a week and a half. My son no longer wants to play baseball.
And later,
even though I have a little rocky relationship with Leah,
Why did you have a rocky relationship with Leah?
She didn't like me from the beginning.
Is that true? You didn't like her?
Yes, Your Honor, she was rude and loud, and I care about my brother, and I'm very protective.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program. America's Court is back with the case of Angelina Oscar, who is suing Burton Harper for medical expenses.
And the game was called off. Is that true? The game was called off?
Yes.
You all didn't even continue to play anymore?
No. Due to the fact that our son got hurt, and we was also concerned.
My son could have died literally 3 minutes without another parent that happened to be a nurse
Your Honor.
I'm
and
listening to
the AED machine that saved his life. He suffered a cardiac arrest. If those two things had not come into play within 3 minutes of my son collapsing,
He collapsed off.
he collapsed, and it was chaos. And if those things hadn't happened, my son would have died. When the ambulance got there, took him to the hospital, a tube was put in his throat to help, because he couldn't breathe. It took 2 days for him to be able to breathe on his own, and he was in the hospital for a week and a half. My son no longer wants to play baseball. He's traumatized. And it's not about I understand these kids are young, etc., but this gentleman, and I'm gonna be nice by calling him a gentleman, went above and beyond. He went too far.
Okay. Logan, let me ask you something, because we're talking about really your actions. What happened?
Well, it was the 6th inning of the game.
Yes.
And it was right before the semifinals. Tyler was coming up, and I was getting nervous because I wanted to make my dad proud. So my dad came up to me, trying to calm me down. He's saying, "It's all right. Just focus and be careful with Tyler."
And see, when you're talking, I need you to look at me, because men look at each other when they talk.
So we were in the mound. He was calming me down.
Yes.
He was telling me to focus, be careful. So then I get back up, and as I'm throwing the ball,
Yes.
I slip and it releases too early, and as a result of that, it hits him in the chest. Then he falls down, he's knocked out, and then one of the parents in the background, who was a former nurse, helped him up and sent him to the hospital. Yeah, after that, I started taking therapy because I was afraid to pitch again because I didn't want that to happen again. And I was in a therapy for a couple months. And after that, I started recollecting myself, and
So therapy was good for you?
yes.
What did you learn from taking advantage of therapy?
I learned that accidents happen and that it wasn't my fault. It was an accident, that I shouldn't take the blame for my slip up.
Okay. You don't believe him.
It's not the child I have a problem with.
The child is the person who threw the ball.
Right, but it was on his father's instruction.
So Logan has just testified, and you're still under the belief that dad told him to do this intentionally to your son, and in order for that to be the case, then you cannot say that you are not accusing Logan of being dishonest and being untruthful.
I believe
Because
that
either he was told that and he followed the instruction, or he was not told that but still ended up causing your son to be damaged.
I believe that Logan is a good child who listens to his father.
Okay. So you're saying this young man, Judge, he is lying to you, because what actually happened was he followed the instructions of his father.
That's what I'm saying then.
Right.
Because
So you're saying Logan's lying.
I'm saying that Logan is following.
You're saying Logan's lying.
I'm saying Logan's lying
Yeah.
because this man needs to get out of coaching.
So then here's where we are with this. I wanted him to look at me because I wanted to see in his eyes whether I got a sense if he was lying. Mm-hmm. And the challenge is, I did not get that sense that he was lying. Now, I don't have any reason to discount that these injuries and these costs are what they are. Your son also had to have some sort of therapy.
Yes.
These bills are a lot.
Yes.
You all are from the state of Delaware.
Correct.
The maximum is $25,000. You're asking for $25,000. Have there been other players on Mr. Harper's team that have been accused of intentionally hitting another player?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. See, that would be helpful.
Yes.
Why do you think I asked that?
Because it would create a pattern.
And boom goes the dynamite. Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel has to come down in favor of the defendant, because I don't believe Logan, even if he heard it, I don't believe his actions reflected that he was intentionally trying to hurt your son. Your matter's dismissed. Case closed.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
You know, it was a tragic accident, but at the end of the day, this is sports. Things happen, and I wish you the best.
Logan, I don't think you're a bad kid. I don't. And I pray that you continue to keep the good spirit that you have.
Coming up on America's Court with Judge Ross.
And I tried to welcome her into the family since I did see how much
Did you
they
feel
cared
as though
about
she
her.
was trying to welcome you into the family?
Not really, no.
No.
Closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program. Ernest and Allison Roberts claim Leah Roberts had a meltdown over their wedding and say Mr. Roberts' sister backed out at the last minute. The co-plaintiffs are suing Leah Roberts in the amount of $500.
Mr. and Mrs. Roberts, I know you all are just married, but you don't have to hold on to her. She's not going anywhere. She already said yes, right? She said yes.
She did.
All right, you all are suing your sister, actually, Mr. Roberts, right? In the amount of $500 because something happened as it pertains to the wedding. Whose idea was it to have your sister, I'm going to say Leah, since we all have the same last names. Tell me how that came about in terms of Leah being in the wedding.
So my husband came to me and he told me that Leah and also his parents wanted Leah to be part of my bridesmaid party. Even though I have a little rocky relationship with Leah,
Why did you have a rocky relationship with Leah?
She didn't like me from the beginning.
Is that true? You didn't like her?
Yes, Your Honor, she was rude and loud, and I care about my brother, and I'm very protective.
How did you meet her?
It was a family gathering.
He brought her and said, "This is who I'm seeing right now."
Yes, Your Honor.
And your impression
My
immediately
first impression was,
it's a no for me.
and the age difference, sorry, Your Honor, is very big, and I tried to welcome her into the family since I did see how much
Did you
they
feel
cared
as though
about
she
her.
was trying to welcome you into the family?
Not really, no.
No. And ultimately, you say, okay, I don't really want her in this wedding, but I'm gonna make everybody happy, and I'm gonna be a good sport. I'm gonna be the bigger person. Yes?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
How many bridesmaids did you have?
I had 5.
You had 5. Okay, and we have an issue in terms of the dress.
Coming up on America's Court.
Scarring on my arms, and the tissue didn't heal properly, so I have bumps and red patches, and it's something that I really
And you're very
struggle with.
conscientious about it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program. America's Court is back with the case of Ernest and Allison Roberts, who are suing Leah Roberts for bad debt.
So I had custom dresses fit for the bridesmaids. We all had an agreement. We had an agreed budget of $500 per dress.
Okay, the agreement was we're going to all wear the same thing.
Yes.
And you're looking at spending up to $500.
Yes, yes.
All right. You're pulling out something. What is
Yes,
that
I have
you're showing?
evidence.
You want to see all that?
I'll take a look.
I can see.
And
That's everything you want to give?
Leah, you were on the same page to Allison?
They're both from them, so.
Okay. You were on the same page with whatever I can do, I'll be easy, just let me know.
Yes, Your Honor. And I did agree to the original dress. It has long sleeves. Then the dress was changed to a short sleeve dress without approval from any of the bridesmaids. I was in a car accident 5 years ago, and I have really bad scarring on my arms. And the tissue didn't heal properly, so I have bumps and red patches, and it's something that I really struggle with.
And you're very conscientious about it.
Yes, Your Honor.
You don't like wearing anything that shows your sleeves.
Correct, Your Honor.
You're wearing long sleeves now.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you know that?
Yes, Your Honor, I was aware of
Did you
the
change
scars.
the design of the dress without letting the bridesmaids know?
It was a last-minute decision. My hands were forced because the dresses, after I put in the order a month before the wedding, I was told that they were not going to be able to make it in that style.
I'm just trying to understand, if you even found that out a month before, did you tell her as soon as you found out? A month before? That they couldn't
no,
accommodate all five?
No, I just took
So
the executive decision.
Because it's all about the bride. I get it. But then you go for the fitting and it's short sleeve.
Correct.
Judge Ross's verdict when America's Court returns. Promotional consideration provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program.
But you didn't get her approval because had she said, I don't want that dress, either you had the option of saying, well then this is the dress I'm going with. If you don't want to be in the wedding, that's fine, and I won't order it. And so she says what? I'm not going to be in the wedding?
Pretty much first she threw a fit about it, and then later on, yes, she did tell me that she wasn't going to be in the wedding.
So here's ultimately my question. You were nasty and rude and mean towards your now sister-in-law. What did you get them for a wedding gift?
I got them crystal champagne glasses that they had on their registry.
How much did you pay for?
$1,200.
Is that true?
We got glasses, but I don't think she's the one who actually paid for them.
Okay.
Our parents did.
Okay. Was it your parents' money?
Well, it's my fund, so it is how I choose to spend it.
Was it your parents' money?
Correct, Your Honor.
It's a yes. Based on the evidence and testimony before this court, the gavel is going to come down in favor of the defendant. You needed to get her to sign off on it if she's going to agree to pay something, because even that $500 technically could have been the $500 that the parents paid. All right? That is the order. Case closed.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the defendant. The co-plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
I do wish you guys really well.
I mean, you can sell us.
I love you both.
Step outside and sign some paperwork.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.